Hey ladies, welcome back. If you're like me, you are super excited to hear what else the men have to tell us. Part two of what he really wants, straight from a man's heart, is really, really heated because the questions got deeper and the answers got hotter. And you know what? If you missed part one, don't worry. Just visit Shelomithinspires.com and get caught up with the rest of us. So I'm gonna start off with the initiation phase because every woman wants to know, like how to attract the right type of guy. Because we all get approached all the time. That doesn't necessarily mean that we want you to approach us. Because a lot of times we're like, how come he keep approaching me? I don't want him, I want him. You know what I mean? So with that in mind, what makes you guys do a double take? Like what makes you say like, oh, I have to talk to her? And I gotta start with you because in your book, you talk, in relationship breakdown, Philly style, you said, in this line, when I read it, and I'm an artist, so sometimes I'm weird, but I read it, I felt like I was listening to like an LL Cool J line, because you were like, I saw her, and you said, her body was nice, plus I like her walk. And I was like, the body part, the body part, that didn't surprise me, but the thing that stood out to me was you said, plus I like her walk. What does a walk say to you? Because that's interesting.
Yeah, I got that right away.
Okay.
Your walk, a man's walk, anybody's walk, says a lot about who you are. If you walk, your shoulders slumped over, your chest down, that tells you your mood. You're sad, depressed, whatever. But if you walking tall and you walk with your head held high and you walk into a room and everybody's like this, it's because of the presence, the aura that you have. So, if a woman walks, you can tell she's putting on something for you. That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the walk where you don't know I'm looking at you. I don't want to be the type to approach you as soon as I see you. I'm the type that like to watch you over time, look at you. And without you knowing that I'm doing it, because I want to see who you are without you knowing.
Without you trying to put on like a facade.
Yeah. Right? I don't want the facade. I don't want the representative. I don't want none of it. I want to see you and be like, yeah.
Okay. So the aura is part of your initial. Okay.
That's it. It's confidence. It's that level of confidence.
That's what makes you want to approach somebody.
That's what. Because I see a lot of women that are pretty, and I just keep it moving. But that one that she understands who she is. That's the woman I want. The woman that can be happy without anybody else, and that understands that she doesn't need anybody else to make her happy. She's already happy. Then she's gonna attract somebody that's already happy, because you attract what you are. So those women that are trying to figure out why this guy won't approach her, that's because the guys who act like she acts and thinks like she acts are the ones that are approaching her. Be who you want.
Be who you want. I like that. Okay.
So are these all things that we can tell from the first,
Yeah, I'm talking like visual sight. Like, if you're just walking down the street and you see somebody and what makes you say, I want to get to know her, I want to approach her? What makes you say that?
So I'm kind of weird to look at very small things. So it's a combination of things. It could be the shoes, it could be the belt, it could be maybe a small stain on your shirt, the way your hair is done, where your makeup is.
Okay.
You look at all that right away for a second.
Absolutely.
Okay. So are you a type A personality, would you say?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, that's textbook type A. I was just asking. Okay.
Well, it just depends on your location.
Okay.
It just depends on where you are meeting at, because if you're at a mall, or if you're at a club, or if you walking down the street, or if you're at a library or grocery store,
Leaving the gym.
Yeah, it just depends on where you at to determine what it is you look for. You can't look for, like me, I don't like the type, if you come into a gym to work out, if you come to a gym to work out and you got a scarf in your head,
I'm about to ask you scarf in the head at Walmart or at a grocery store.
Oh, no.
Or just going to the
No, I'm walking away.
Wait,
I'm not even looking at you.
So
when you go to the gym and you got a face full of makeup.
I ain't looking at you. I ain't looking at you.
When you come to a pool class.
Right.
Look, ladies, don't wear makeup to the gym.
Never.
We don't care. You should be sweating it all off.
What makes, okay, so what woman invite you to be doing? Like, are there certain things that make you feel comfortable approaching us? Would you say?
Yeah, well, it just depends on, again, what are you wearing? Because if you reveal too much, we can tell, we know the type of person we're dealing with. She cares about her cleavage, or she cares about, you know, tight fitting jeans so everybody look at her butt. You know what I'm saying? So it's just not. Now I can understand if you wear some jeans and you have I can tell if you have a big butt or if you want to show everybody you have a big butt. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So it depends on the type of person that you are, because you can wear sundress, you know, and put a sundress on somebody who cares about people looking at it, and put a sundress on somebody who just want to be wearing a sundress for the day. It's two different types. She's going to wear it the way it's supposed to be worn. She's going to wear it so everybody can see how she walks, and how her butt jiggles, and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I don't want to wear a sundress because of that. I want you to wear a sundress because of the mood today and the sun, and you want some sunglasses, and your hair is down, and all that. That's what I want. But what you're wearing determines what you're going to, and who's going to approach you as well.
Okay. Okay. Did you want to say something?
I don't have to.
Okay.
Manners. Like, you know, you have a woman who walks past you, just a friendly hi, or hello, how are you? Just to break the dead space or just kind of open it up.
But nowadays, if you say hi or smile, anything, that's even just flirting.
I saw your post about that.
Can't be nice.
No, it can't be nice no more. Back in the day, if we like hi, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? Or smile is a hi. We open the door is a hi. Nowadays, if you do that, man, they look at you like, oh, what he want? He not talking.
But I think that, just speaking for women, you know, I think that you probably should still maintain that, because if you eliminate it because of the bad experiences, then you just X out the women who don't think like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't switch up the way you interact
Well, I'm
because
gonna
of
do
the
it.
ones who don't get it. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna speak. I'm gonna smile. I'm gonna give a woman a compliment. If she thinks I'm flirting with her, that's okay. If she knows I'm not, that's okay. She'll be able to tell when I keep on walking that I wasn't flirting with her.
Okay. Well, okay. So a headscarf that's an instant turn off. Being too available, right? You were saying like suggestive clothes that looks like you're trying to get someone to look at you.
But the question was, what was the question?
I'm moving on to the. Yeah, I was
There's
asking.
about something inviting, right?
Yeah, I was asking like what makes someone inviting, because I was about to move on to say, you know, what were the other instant turn offs?
The smile makes her inviting.
Okay.
That confidence makes her inviting.
Okay.
Somebody that can understand that she can speak to somebody without, you know, knowing that she doesn't have to be flirting with somebody just to speak to them. That she can have a conversation with somebody without being all defensive.
Right. Okay. I know you guys have children. Do you have children? Okay. So how important is it for the person that you're dating to actually deal with your kids?
Very important. That's the first thing I'm looking for. Because I have sons, so it's like, if I'm at a stage now where I'm looking, like I said, I'm looking for the person holistically. Like, you know, back in the day, if you didn't have kids, you're not looking for somebody who was a mom. You can care less. But when you have kids and you move on from that child's mother, you're looking for someone who can fill that void when that child is with you. You know, I don't want someone who, like, it's hard to be with somebody who doesn't have children and you have children, because they don't know how to receive your child. You know, and you're looking at this woman like, be a mother.
You don't understand priorities.
Yeah, be a mother. You know, my son wants some attention right now. Or, you know, like, my job is to be the disciplinary. You know, your job is to be the nurturer. So if I'm smacking across his head and he wants my ice cream later on, I'm not taking no ice cream. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not giving you a real case, but I'm just saying, like, you have to chime in. If you're my woman, you have to chime in to be a mother when I have my son.
I think that, well, first of all, I wouldn't date a woman without a kid, because I damn sure ain't giving her one. So that shit is sailed. So I'm gonna watch how she interacts with her kids. So that would let me tell whether she's a nurturer, she has those maternal instincts. it's still very important that she, when it gets to that point, that she interacts with my kids the way that I need her to. And my kids are grown, but I still need that interaction. It's just a different level of interaction that I need, and a mutual respect that I need as far as my kids go.
So with me, it doesn't matter if the person really has kids or not. I'm going to look a little deeper for family, you know, because most people have kids in their family, or so I'm going to look at how they treat their people in their family. You'll see some of those instincts with that, and if they're not caring enough about their family, then
It's on how that gene, yeah.
it's not there.
Yeah, I want to end this section with, like, before we move on to the next one, you're almost done. There's a saying that men don't fall as often, but when they do fall, they fall hard. Would you say that's true?
I mean, that's for everybody, really. Me, I'm a sucker for love. I'm looking for love, you know, so.
In all the wrong places.
I mean, if I'm in love, I'm in love. Like, I don't.
You don't think, like, so have you ever had, like, that experience where you feel hard and then it kind of, like, affected all your other dating experiences?
No.
That you would say?
I think that's just a really big generalization.
Okay.
And I think that the older we get, the more mature we're supposed to be, so our decisions should be a little different. And you don't fall as quickly because there's some things that you need to look at first. You know, if you're mature enough to do that. So no, I'm not, you know, if I fall, I fall.
You just fall. Okay.
But I can't say I do it more
Or less.
or less.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say if someone falls, then it was for them to fall. There's reasons there for that person to fall.
Okay. All right. Okay, this is wrapping into almost. Something, I was reading your book, right?
What's that book called?
It's called Relationship Breakdown Philly Style. I was reading Relationship Breakdown Philly Style, and because I want to talk about, you know, we're moving into the evaluation phase, right? And you define what a real man is, right? There were two answers that you gave, and I promise I had an epiphany, and I'm not just saying it. When I read the two answers, I read them at least, I kept reading them over and over, because I'm like, something about it was sticking out, and then it was actually this morning that everything clicked, and I was like, oh, that's what it is. I've never heard, and if a man said it, I wasn't listening, I'll just be honest. I've never heard a man say, when you ask him what's a real man, I've never heard a man say that a real man is good at what he does. You said a real man is good at what he does. I'm like, that's interesting that you. I couldn't move past that because I'm like that, and I'm gonna tell you why I got real deep real fast. Because no, it did because I just never knew that. I know that men are like performance, oriented or whatever, but to hear that, my heart was like, oh, that's why. I know something. I know. Okay, this is the deal. You talk about it. What do you mean by that? And I'll tell you what I got as a woman when I read it.
Tell me what you got.
You just want to know what I got. Okay, this is what I got. This is why it blew my mind. Because well, first of all, would you say that's a general, do most men feel like that? A real man is good at what he does. Look, this is what I got. That tells me that if you're at a job that you hate and you're not good at it, if you're in a place in your life where you don't feel like you are a winner, if you don't feel like you're on top, because we all go through ups and downs. If a real man is good at what he does, and if you're in a phase in life where you're not in a place where you shine, I mean, I'm looking at a man who at that moment is feeling less of a man. He's having internal struggles, he's having internal peace issues. And I was like, seriously, honestly, like I read it over and over, and I was just like, that is really, really deep. So if you're dealing with a man who feels that way, like if I'm dealing with you, and if you're in a place in life where you know what your potential is, but you feel like you're not there yet, then that means that at this moment in time when I'm dealing with you, you're feeling less of a man about yourself because your core belief system says a real man is good at what he does. And I was like, oh. Another thing that made me read that over and over again was, that's why y'all hate nagging. Because it's deeper than just, no, seriously, because
That may be one of the reasons.
no, this is deep though, because it's deeper than just, it's an annoying yang. If I'm second guessing everything that you do, you get what I'm saying? If I'm saying that you're not doing that right. If I'm saying it's not supposed to be done like that, you don't know what you're doing, I always got to do everything, I always got to take over. Well, if I'm talking to a man and his core belief system is a real man is good at what he does, and I'm constantly reinforcing that you're not good at it, whether you're conscious of it or not, subconsciously I'm stabbing you in the heart. Because I'm stabbing of how you measure your man today. And I was just like, oh, I can't wait to talk to Philly tomorrow.
You say what you meant by it?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be tainted by what you said. Okay, so
But I'm just saying, okay, and just to put the disclaimer out there, I know that every man thinks differently, but that was an insight to a man who does have that core belief system.
So two things. First of all, that's not just the reason why we don't like hanging.
But I think that's a major reason.
But for a woman, it has to do that. She needs to find a way to feel better about herself. And that's why she's putting her man down to feel better about herself. So she may not be a real woman at that point, if that's what we're talking about. She has some self-esteem issues because she has to put her man down in order to lift her up. But I know that's not what we're talking about.
Okay.
But that's just what I got out of what you just said about what she's doing.
Okay.
What I got out of what he said is that it's basically like your manhood is based on your character. If your character makes you good at what you do, then you are a real man. If I hated my job. I cut trees down for a living.
You were good at it.
But I was good at my job.
But that's my point. My point is like if you're dealing with somebody who feels like they're not good at it, you're dealing with something complicated. If that's his core belief.
But that means that right now that's not a real man, is what I'm getting out of what that statement says. Because that statement addresses what a real man is and not what a real man isn't. So if my character makes me strive to be good at no matter what I do, then to me that's what that definition of a man is. Right, but when I'm just telling you, like when I read it as a woman, we don't think like that, first of all. Just to let you know, like we don't, at least I don't. If you're not good at something, my thought is, baby, that ain't your talent. I don't think that you're less of a man. I just think that ain't your gift. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, just reading that, because he didn't say, that line did not say, a real man tries his best to be good at something. It didn't say that. It said a real man is good at what he does. Because he don't stop until he is. Okay. But let me be quiet, because I want to hear. I want to hear. I'm asking you, like I'm in your face, like, okay, so come on, because that was deep.
What I mean when I said that is that when you're dealing with a man who, okay, prime example, when I was married, like me and my wife was butting heads constantly because she wanted a man who worked 9 to 5. Come home, sit on the couch, baby, I'm home. I told her that would never be me because I didn't want my ambition. My ambition wanted me to be more, wanted me to do more, wanted me to see more. So it's like 9 to 5. I'm not gonna do that. I can tell you that right now, straight looking in your face. I would not be a 9 to 5 dude. I would be the dude that's going to provide, be the dude that's going to protect. I'm going to be that dude who's going to make things happen because that's what's in me. So when you're dealing with a man who has a certain level of confidence that no matter what he touches, he knows that he's going into that thing 100% no matter what. Most men are tunnel vision. So if you tell me, another thing that we kept butting heads with was that all men need a support system. Number one being who he's with. If she's patting him on his back the whole way, baby, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it, he is going to do it, no matter what. And he's not going to stop until he sees the labor, the fruits, and they both sit back like.
He got to.
Yeah.
Because now you depend. She's depending on him.
Exactly. That's what it is. Because if I know that my woman wants me to be the best I can be, that's going to make me want to do what I'm doing, because I don't want to let her down. I don't want her to look at me as a failure. I don't want her to see me as he tried to do this and that flopped and now he's doing something else and that ain't gonna do no good. So if you have somebody in your corner who is pushing you when you don't want to be pushed, when you don't want to do it, that's the woman you want in your life, because that's what's going to make the couple be a couple. If you don't support me in whatever I'm doing, I don't want you. Because we kept butting heads. She'd tell me, I said, baby, I'm gonna do this. She'd be like, cool, go ahead and do it. So now I'm geared towards doing this thing 100%. Couple weeks later, she come by like, what are you doing? Like, no, you gotta do something. You can't do that because it's too much focus, too much time, all this stuff. And I'm like, you said I can't do it.
Because you said in your book, you said that, and because you talk about that, you said that, men are risk takers. That's what you said. You said men are risk takers and women need a sense of security. And you said in order to be a risk taker, your advice was to make a woman feel that the risk will be good for the relationship in the long term. So that's what.
Yeah, because women want stability. If you talk to, if you meet somebody on the street and they say, I work at Huntington Bank. How long have you been there? I've been there 12 years. Okay, I met a woman who been at her job 20 years, had the same phone number since high school. That tells me a lot about her. It tells me like that she has a lifestyle and she wants to be just like this.
Right.
That's it. So she don't want nothing less. So that's stability. A woman wants to know that no matter what you do, home gonna be taken care of. The relationship won't fall. Everything around y'all won't shake, won't do nothing, because men are risk takers. If I had $100 in my pocket right now, and if I had a vision, and I got to spend 75, and won't get paid in 2 weeks, I'm spending 75. And then I'm going to be like, well, maybe we need something. We got it together.
You want the support in your. Okay. Well, what do you do? Like, what do you actually do to make her feel secure in you taking the risk? Like, what do you provide a plan so that
you have to. If you want to do anything about business, you have to mature your vision. You have to think everything through before you actually do the risk. Now, a risk taker with a 20-year-old is different than a risk taker who's 40 years old. A risk taker who's 40 years old is going to make sure that a couple years from now, if this falls, I'm going to be okay. A risk taker at 20 years old, if I fall, I can re-up next week or hustle more, hustle harder. A 40-year-old thinks smart. A 20-year-old just thinks with determination, and I'm just going to go. So what you want to do to make your mate feel more stable, more secure in what you're doing, you have to not change who you are in your relationship. Point blank. You have to let her know that what you're doing is going to benefit everything.
Being around, did you want to say something?
Go ahead. I was going to say my tidbit on it. I didn't quite understand what that statement meant either. So I'm glad you gave your standpoint. I'm just sitting here thinking, I think a real man is someone who gains the trust of his woman or his mate. Because if you have that trust, there's nothing that will be questioned. So if you gain the trust of your woman, you have her trust for a reason, which can be for different characteristics. You always finish what you start, or you do this or you do that. So as long as you have the trust of the woman, I think that you're being a man. You may not be good at this, you may not be good at that, you may not look this way, you may not open the door. But if I have your trust, that's all I need, because I know you'll be behind me, because you trust that I'm going to be there for you, I'm going to do what it takes to get things done.
Okay. And before I get into what I like to call the cater to you section of it, and then we close out, another thing, I know a lot of times, I was reading your book again, and it said that you define a man as, you said a man always has a job. And you said, and then you went into it and you were like, a man can get a job like that. So me reading that again, because when we think deeper, I was kind of thinking like, okay, if you show me love by how much you take care of me, right? And what I really need is for you to be present. How do you balance that? Because what will end up happening a lot of times is because you're loving me hard by working hard, you're not there. But you're loving me, that's why you're not there, because you're working hard. But then I'm like, I just want you here. So then with that in mind, and how do you balance the two so that you still feel like a man, you're being fulfilled by providing, and then you still balance it so that you're present enough so that I get what I need, especially dealing with alpha males.
I think it's a disconnect.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yesterday, or the day before, I posted a status where I said that if you want to deal with a broke man, okay, most people want to deal with a broke man. You want to deal with a broke man.
No, most people don't want to deal
No.
with it.
What I'm saying is that you're saying that, okay, I want this man to have this, but I don't want to be broke. Then be prepared to deal with a busy man. Because a busy man is going to make sure that things get done. Now, where the time comes in is that when I have my downtime, whatever moment we spend together, we spend together. You see what I'm saying? So if I work Monday through Friday, 14 hours a day, understand that. On the weekends, let's kick it. Let's work. So yeah. So if as long as she understands your schedule and you don't deviate to make her, because I explained this to my girl a while ago. I was like, there's a couple of things over me that I would never lie about. I won't lie about going to the gym. I won't lie about going home or anything that I do regularly every day. Because if I cheat on you, if you find out that I'm supposed to be to the gym to work out and I cheat with you during that time, you're never going to believe me again when I tell you I'm going to the gym.
That's right.
So I would never lie on. Yeah, I would never lie about something that I do every day with no conscious effort of what I'm doing. If I'm telling you I got to work, my schedule today is 10 o'clock in the morning to 10:30 at night, and you found out that whole day that I wasn't even at work, I was just out doing whatever I'm supposed to do, you can't gain trust back like that because I cheated during my regular life. You see what I'm saying? So I told her, you at work, I mean, lying about that. I would never lie or cheat during the time I'm supposed to be doing what I'm supposed to be doing because I don't want you to ever question. He said he went to the gym this morning. I wanted to get to the gym.
Right, because then we're going to start rolling past.
Right, yeah, that brings insecurity, that brings doubt, that brings fear, that brings all that, and that's going to make it harder for you to work back to get to the level that you should have been because, man, in my marriage, we dealt with all that. I had to stop. I had to cut my number off. I had to stop going to this one place. I had to stop going to this grocery store. I had to stop going because
the grocery store?
Because she was like that. If you cheated here, I don't want to ever go there. If you cheated, if you took me to the restaurant, I don't ever want to go to the restaurant.
Right, it's connected.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would never lie because that's stuff that I would do. I'm not going to lie and tell you that I'm going to work out and then I cheat with Beth during that whole 2 hours. And then
you can't never work out.
Yeah, you never work out, especially during that time.
You be skinny.
Yeah, so, I mean,
muscles gone.
All right, so this is what I want to say. To close out, I just want to say that thank you guys for being here because, you basically fooled us. You let us know how you feel. You let us know what you like, what you don't like. You share with us, how you show us that you love us. We got the relationship breakdown. So, in my way of saying thank you to you, I want you to tell us exactly what you want. This is your time to be transparent, no judgment. Nobody's gonna say why do you want to know. You get a space to just tell us what is your ideal dream situation. So paint a picture for us. Paint a picture. Paint a picture of when I come home, this happens, that happens, and my woman does this and that, and this is just my fantasy. Let us hear what your fantasy is without you being transparent. No. Without you being afraid of being transparent. You can let us know.
You want fantasy? You just want to
No, but this is the thing. We want to know our fantasy. Y'all grow up, y'all are like forced to hear our Cinderella stories, right? Okay. Y'all get forced to hear what our Tyler Perry movie man is. So, but we never get to hear what your fantasy is without judgment.
So I'm saying this is your platform. I don't care what it is. How
But see, when you
crazy
say
it is.
fantasy to a man,
Right.
Okay,
it talks about something different. So what you're saying is, what is our dream checklist
What is your dream
as far as a
checklist
woman goes?
as far as a woman in a relationship goes?
Yeah.
You can be transparent and tell the truth. Right. You know.
Okay, dream checklist.
Dream checklist.
Dream checklist is I want a woman with a go-getter attitude. And, you know, goal-driven. She has to, I want one that knows what she wants and she knows how to get it. Now, I also want, on the flip side, I want one who understands the struggle. Because it's not going to always be peaches and cream, especially if you're an entrepreneur. You're not going to always make $6,000 a day. So one day you might make 200, but I still want you to be able to manage as though nothing happened. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, you got some women out here who will be like, oh my God, you know, I can't take this, or that's when you know that you're dealing with an impatient woman. So, I want her to be a mother. I want her to be, and I want her to be a wife. I want her to possess the qualities of, okay, just like with girls. Girls are taught to have a man who represents their father if he's in the home. Boys are taught to have a woman who represents their mother, you know, in most cases. So, I mean, you have to possess something that I'm used to seeing for the majority of my life. You know, like I was raised by my mother, so I expect you to have some of the same qualities that I was brought up with, you know, when it comes to religion, when it comes to cooking, when it comes to taking care of home, taking care of me, taking care like a while ago I gave an instance to my girl. I was like, man, like, I gave her a story because it's like, she reminded me of something her mother would do, you know, and that's when she'll cook the food and give the man his plate first. Then the kid comes sit down and eat, that I was in there like, man, like, I see my mother do that, you know, he'd be sitting there eating his food, and I'd be like, oh, and everybody sit down, and now we eat, you know, so it's like, when you take care of the man will take care of everybody else. So it's like, I want the same qualities. I want you to take care of yourself. I take care of myself. I want us to, I want us to, like I said, when I say a woman who's like me, after my own heart, I want that. You know, because I know that, because now she understands what it takes to get what we have. And when we have it, she understands to appreciate it. And to not take it for granted. So, I mean, the fantasy woman is, I mean, you know, height don't make no difference. Although I did date somebody who was taller than me and I didn't like it. I did not like it.
I should have had kids by a woman that was taller than me, though. Because my point guards were in centers. Free college.
So yeah, that's
for sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Mark?
So if it's, okay, just dream checklist, no holds barred. I really would prefer a woman with, you know, locks or nice big bro I can run my fingers through. I do really like chocolate women because I see my yellow behind all day. I don't necessarily got to see anybody else's. I need somebody that is happy and understands that their happiness comes from inside. That I can't make you happy. What I can do is reciprocate, or I can reflect the happiness you project to me, and that you can reflect the happiness that I project to you. Because if you look for me to make you happy, you're going to resent me because I can't make you happy. But we can be happy together. I need that confidence. I need a woman who understands how to carry herself, who knows that she can do whatever she sets out to do. I need that support. You know, I need somebody that understands that I can do whatever I set out to do. But sometimes I might need that little push from her. I need somebody that's willing to hustle with me. Even if it's not the same hustle. If she's doing her hustle, I'm doing my hustle, but we're doing it at the same time and we're doing it together. You know, I need that sense of hustle. I need somebody that is nurturing, that can be, you know, have those good maternal nurturing instincts for her kids as well as my kids. I want somebody to go to the gym with me. let's go train some days. Let's go spend that time together because then you understand what I'm doing when I'm in the gym. So let's do that together sometimes. You know, you go train,
They go over there.
but you know, so we can do that together sometimes, just so she understands that this is what I'm doing when I go here. It ain't nothing else, it's just this. I think sense of fashion is huge for me right now. I need somebody that has that sense of fashion that's gonna compliment me that we're gonna compliment each other when we go somewhere. You know, when we walk in the room, everybody looks at us like, dang, they look good together. Music is important to me. That taste of music. I don't really want to mess with nobody that got to listen to Young Jeezy. Anybody with Young or Little in their name all the time. I don't need somebody that's listen to that. You know. Yeah, if it's Young or Little, I really don't want to hear it.
Okay.
I think that's sufficient.
I think that's yeah. This is all about you. Ron?
No.
I think so. You better hurry up before I start back.
So, I mean, just after listening to everything, I always struggle with what I want. You know what I'm saying? What my dream girl would be or what my fantasy would be. And if I try to sum it up, because you never will get what you really want, give me a strong mind. You know, like Philly said, everything's not going to be easy. And your mind controls your body. Give me a strong mind. Give me a strong belief system. You have to believe in something greater than yourself to continue to push yourself. And then I want my girl pretty much to just be an inspiration. So if my girl goal is to inspire me, at the end of the day, no matter what she does, if her focus is to be an inspiration to me, then we're going to be happy. Because that's what my goal is. You know, negative talk, get rid of it. Just what can I do to be an inspiration? You know, so those three things.
Okay.
Just cut and dry something.
So there you have it, and I'm going to end with this, and this is what I'll say. I will say that a man will lay with you for as long as you lay down, but when he gets bored and gets up, it's with the one who stands up that his real wife is found. Then you find yourself bitter asking, like, why not me? I gave all of myself. But see, that's just the problem, because when he looked for a real woman, there was nothing of you left. Treat a man like a paycheck, and I guarantee he will write you off. But treat a man as if he has feelings, and then you'll find a side of a man who is soft. Pretty only hurts when your heart is tied to it. But tie your heart to God, and he'll heal all of your bruises. And until next time, thank you so much for watching. Until the next segment, thank you to Philly, thank you to Mark, thank you to Ron. And if you want to check out, if you want to get a copy of Relationship Breakdown, Philly Style, or you want to rock the both copies, you got them for men and women, right?
Women wear them.
Women wear them. I'll wear them. I'll wear them. All right. You want to?
I got them for kids too.
The Whatnot Bow Tie Company and personal training come around. You can find links to all of their sites at ShelomithInspires.com. Thank you.